Hi there, and thanks for joining me for this week's edition of your Wheel and Anchor weekly newsletter. Coming to you today from the Pays d'Auge region of southern Normandy, which is, of course, in France. We are just wrapping up the first week of our France Kaleidoscope trip, and we've spent the past week here looking around Normandy. Today, we are on a cider farm where they grow thousands and thousands of trees to produce the incredible apple cider. And of course, for those of you who know it, Calvados, which is the brandy that is produced from cider, similar in a way to cognac in the way that it's produced and in the strength of it, but very different because, of course, it is made from apples. And we're literally just about to go and taste some of this delicious Calvados that is made here. But of course, one of the main reasons that we came to Normandy was to visit the various towns and villages and the beaches, which were, of course, made infamous because of D-Day, the events of June the 6th, 1944, the liberation of Europe by Allied forces. And it's a very moving moment if you haven't been here before. And it had been a long time since I had last passed through this region. And I know every time, we all visit places that leave a particular impression on us. And I can honestly say that being here was no different. It gives you a very special feeling to be Canadian and knowing what our ancestors, the young soldiers who thousands of whom landed on the beaches, and well, we all know the events of history that took place. And in particular, I think about the respect that Canadians earned during that period and still maintain today, because, the reception that we receive here from local people in France is very, very warm and positive. And, I think about it in the context of travel, our traveler's creed, and the fact that, we are, in general, quite respectful people. And, I've said it before in other newsletters, and I think all of us have witnessed it at some point ourselves. It's why people from other countries sometimes like to wear Canadian flags on their back, is because of this special respect and the warmth that we get when we travel around. And this was very much apparent here. And I can honestly say it's one of those moments, as much as it might sound a bit corny, but it really did make me and the rest of us that were on this trip feel very, very proud to be Canadian. And I think that's echoed in the way that we travel to other parts of the world, the way that we behave, the way that we interact with one another. It really is quite special and amazing. So this week we were not able to give our webinar on our Scandinavian Baltics program because we had a little problem with timing on our trip. So that has been rescheduled in case you missed it, or you wouldn't have missed it because I had to postpone it. So this week we'll be having two webinars. In fact, on Wednesday, the 11th of June, we'll be having the rescheduled edition of our webinar about our Scandinavian Baltics program that's happening next summer. And following that on Thursday, we're going to be bringing you our Tuscany Live Away program that is happening next year in the fall. Of course, the apples are literally falling off the tree behind me. Of course, that program is now underway. We have a group with our host, Alfie, who is in Tuscany now in the southern part, and having a grand time by all accounts. And so if you'd like to find out about potentially joining us next year, then do tune in to the webinar that's happening this upcoming Thursday. The links for both of those are in the blog below. So with my greetings here from an absolutely beautiful part of France, the weather is pretty magical, as you can see. Maybe you'll consider joining us next year. We'll be re-releasing this program at a later point this fall. And in the meantime, take care, and greetings here from Normandy, France.